Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Aditya. This is video number, update number 3, video 4 of this series where I'm talking to you about my new project Launchbase. So let me get straight into it. If you are interested in what I'm doing, I'm going to have some links in the description. You can go back and check the previous videos, especially the introductory video where I talk about the idea and the concept itself. And there's going to be some additional information for your context. But anyways, I'm going to get started right away. So if you watched my last video, you will know that I finished working on these two pages where you can view ideas created by the entire community, sort of filter. You can also create a new idea. And then I showed you what happens once you create a new idea. So just to show you once again, I'm just going to type some stuff in the form over here, compulsory name, and then optionally a description and the actual idea. You can provide a couple of links, couple of team members. I'm just going to leave all of this blank for now, and then you can hit save draft. So basically, if you don't have any of that, if your form is invalid, we have some basic form validation. It's going to prompt you to fill everything up, and once you're done, you can hit save draft. You can see that emoji spinning, and then it takes you to this page. So it redirects you to this page once everything's done. So you can see over here it says draft ideas. So this is a list of all your drafts. Technically, no one's going to have so many drafts, but this is all my testing data. I just keep hitting this again and again, so I've got a lot. And you can see this is the idea that I just created. Now, this is the page that I've worked on over the past couple of hours, and this is what you can see. So I created this page where we list all the drafts, and then I have this page where I can list all my published drafts. So that's basically what you can see over here. So currently in the entire platform, there are only 2 published drafts, and they're created by me. So if there was going to be another user that also publishes 2 drafts, in total you will have 4 that you will be able to see over here, but I can only see my 2 drafts in this view. So that's how it works. And then additionally, I also showed you, actually this I didn't show, this is a new thing that I've worked on, where basically every box over here is like a link. You can see in the bottom left corner of the screen, this URL that it's going to redirect you to. So these ideas over here, and then if I go into the draft ideas, all of this also, you can see every idea has a unique ID. So if I click on one of them, it's going to redirect me to this page. Now this page is in progress. It's it's not complete. There's still a lot of work to do. I'm guessing that it might even take 2 or 3 days for me to complete. Hopefully it finishes, gets done quickly. But what I've done is, for the sake of the video, I've prepared a sort of template, to show you how the page will actually look once it's complete. So this right at the top, it's not going to be shown always. When the data is loading, you're going to see this, then it's going to disappear. Then under that, this is how it's going to look if it's a draft. So if it's a draft, you're going to have this text over here saying it has a status of draft, which basically means it's private, not viewable by everyone. Then this box is going to be pre-populated by the actual idea name that you had given earlier. And then if you had given a description, this will be populated. If you've given the actual details of the idea, that will be populated over here. If not, it's going to be empty. You're going to have an option to add additional links, just like how you saw in this page, exactly the same. And then you have an option to save the draft if you make any changes. Now under that, you're going to have team members. So if you just created the new draft for the very first time, you're only going to see one person, which is yourself. And at any point of time, you have an option to click on this pencil icon, this edit icon. The way I picture this and design this is, you're going to have a dialog box that pops up in the middle of the page, because it's a very sensitive operation. So I want to have that dialog box open up and ask, are you sure that you want to change this person to a regular team member? And then if you again confirm saying yes, it's going to send the request to the API, and this user, the corresponding user, is going to have his role changed from an admin to a member. Or it can be the other way around. I have this another generic user called John Doe. If I click on the edit icon here and say I want to make him an admin, it's going to ask me to confirm. If I say yes, it's going to change that for me. So this is how I picture it. And then this is basically the user's display name, and this is a handle, a unique handle that we can use to generate a URL, so you can share your profile with someone else. So I'm thinking this is going to be a clickable link. So if you click on this, I'm going to be taken to that person's profile. And below that is our pending invite. So here we have invited people to become members. We have sent them an email, but they have not clicked on the link and accepted the invite. So we can see what email we have sent the invite to, the date we have sent the invite on, and we can have an option to revoke these invites. So again, I'm thinking we'll have this tiny icon or emoji where we click on it. I'm going to have a dialog box again, and we're going to ask, are you sure you want to revoke this invite? And if we say yes, I am sure, then it's going to revoke the invite. So even though they have the email and they can click on the link and try to accept the invite, it's not going to work on our end because we have revoked access to it and that link is not going to work anymore. So that's the way I see it. And of course, if you want to invite a new member, you can do this through this box on the bottom. So that is how the page will look for a draft. Now let's say that the idea that we're trying to fetch over here is not a draft, it's a published idea. So then we're going to have the status as published or public. And now we're not going to have all these boxes anymore. It's public, it's readable. Anyone can see it. So we're just going to have just the idea name, in bold letters, just the idea name, no box, nothing. Description, the space for the actual details about the idea. We're going to have a space for the links. I've not actually designed this, but this is how I picture it. And in the bottom, we're going to have this kind of forum or this comment section where people can post comments. They can reply to each other's comments. They can upvote comments or just view them based on the dates. So we're going to have different features like this. This is how I see it, and it's going to take a little while, but this is the plan at least, and this is what I'm going to work towards. So as you can see, this page is ready. So all I need to do is for the next day is once this page loads, check the status, and accordingly, if it's a draft, populate all of this stuff. And then the logic for me to dynamically add new links, it's already there. I just need to copy it over. And then the major work is going to be to create these dialogues. So make these pencil icons, clickable, like act as a button, and create this dialog box and add that feature. Similarly for this should be straightforward. I can reuse the logic I used in the previous page, and I should be ready. So I'm going to switch over to the code as usual, and anyone interested can view the code and contribute if they are interested. So I'm going to switch over to Visual Studio Code right now. This is just my CSS file. Let's ignore that. And I don't think I pushed all the changes. Let me see what the last commit is. Yeah, should be enough. Okay. So I have two commits that you will be interested in. So basically all I did was create the HTML and JavaScript files, nothing much. So basically it's all the same. You can see the actual part they edited, it's empty. There's not much that you need to look into. And this is the JavaScript. This is where most of the code was. So the very first thing we do is make the fetch request to the API, get all the drafts, and then what I'm going to do is get this latest ideas property. That's where the actual data is. Loop through them. So I'm using for each, and then for each idea, I'm calling this function called add idea items. This is the actual logic. So again, this, if you can notice, it's very similar to the code that I used in the main ideas page, the community ideas page. So I've reused them, made a few minor tweaks because the API works differently. So if you notice before, I would have directly said idea.timestamp. I would have skipped over here. But here I need to call idea.idea underscore details, get the first item because it's an array, and then call timestamp. So there's a few minor tweaks I made to work with the API. If you have any doubts, you can always log into the console. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same, no difference at all. The major change is what I am currently working on. So I'll show you the template. That is this idea HTML template. This is how it looks right now. I'm also working, the JavaScript's empty. I haven't worked on the JavaScript yet. So this is the part that's going to take a long time. The change that I made today was actually quite minor. It did take some time, but very minor changes, nothing very unique or drastic that I've made. So I'm just going to close the video for now and sign out. As usual, if you stay stick with me throughout this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the help. And once again, I'm going to tell you, any feedback, suggestions, anything at all, either through the YouTube comments or through an email, social media, anything, it would be greatly appreciated, because this is a project that I'm very passionate about, and the more feedback and suggestions I get, more better it's going to be, because the core of this platform is the community, the social factor. So this is something that's very important to me, and I hope that if you have the time, it would be greatly appreciated. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.